Assalamu alaikum, meine lieben Friends, wie geht's euch? Hier euer Khalid, sportlicher Glatzkopf ohne Seitenscheitel, aber mit Happy Smile, und heute habe ich direkt einen neuen Ottcast Gast. Hello my friend, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, walaikum salam, my brother.
MashaAllah. Welcome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
Nice to meet you. The first time Ottcast podcast.
Yeah. First time and it's going to be very good.
Yes. Tell please the peoples, where are you?
I'm to present myself.
Yes.
Right. I'm Eriglent Prizreni. I came from Albania. I'm born there in Albania. In Durrës, in my city where I used to, in Kukës, sorry, but I grew up in Durrës, in a small city. I grew up there, and there I started doing martial arts. But first I started with boxing in the years 29, between 2011. I did 2 years of boxing, and I started. I was like I was so given to sport, Since I grew up, I was like only in sport. I was watching only sport. For me, it was nothing else. And I did boxing for 2 years. For 2.5 years, I was boxing champion at that time.
Oh.
And then
I don't know it.
I was boxing champion. Yeah, but I had to quit because in our family, we grew up like a wrestlers. Where we came from mountains, we are all wrestlers. All my cousins before did wrestling. My father also did wrestling, and I had to quit.
Like the same in Dagestan.
But it's the blood. We have to follow the steps. So we had the gym, boxing gym, and the wrestling gym was so close to each other, and after boxing season, I was always going to watch some wrestling moves and stuff, and it kind of liked me, I kind of felt better, and I started doing wrestling that time, and I stayed in, for 10 years.
Crazy.
For 10 years, 11 almost.
In the background, we see your last grappling tournament.
Yeah.
Victory.
Yeah, victory. All 4 fights victory.
Oh,
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe some people know you from your fight from Sparta.
Yeah.
You make great performance. Also victory versus a strong striker.
Yeah.
A Chechenian guy who trained in Thailand. How was the feeling for you?
The feeling was good. I was mentally prepared. I was physically prepared. I knew it my destiny. I knew it my game. I was supposed to fight and to control the fight. In my mind was clear. I knew I was dominated this fight.
Yeah. If I watch your fight, I got the feeling you know what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's nothing. I got never a second the feeling you got no plan now. Yeah.
Yeah.
They give you a question, you give answer.
Yeah. Exactly.
You tell him a question. If he don't know the answer, you give him the next question.
Right away.
Yeah?
This is the feeling, that when you have to work in training, for example, you have to work first mentality. As you say, question and answer. You have to have it right away, the answer,
Yeah.
Like this is really important in this sport.
Yeah. We see your victory.
Yeah.
It's your first victory on this tournament.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit. How is the feeling after this victory?
The feeling, I wouldn't say feeling after the first fight. There is no feeling for me. The feeling of winning is when I finish all my fights. Then it's done. Then it's job done for me. I'm just all the time in this competition. I'm focused till I finish all the fights, and then it pays off.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
I think we say in the fight scene, we tell the people who have a plan and who work with the plan, they have a big fight IQ.
Yeah.
You think you have a big fight IQ? More than other fighters?
I believe in this fight IQ, but what I believe the most is having self-trust, self-belief, self-control, having discipline at all, and having and having like no fear at all, and just being yourself all the time when you're fighting, you know. Also this IQ is also in this sport is very important to
Yeah.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is your home gym in Austria?
My home gym is in Alpha Academy, where I started 2 years ago with the coach Pavel Kozlovsky and the others as well, Jamal Azarida as well. We started 2 years ago. I remember that time I came was Corona time. Was a hard time for me as well. And the coach Pavel opened the doors for me. He waited me. He welcomed me very very warm, you know, and I never forget about that. Yeah, and he believed in me since the day one, and he saw on me, you know, like in the first moment.
Great. When did you come to Austria?
It was like in September, 2 years ago. In September, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You're only 2
Yeah,
years here?
2 years,
in Austria?
yeah. In only 2 years, yeah,
Crazy.
yeah.
And in Albania, you only train wrestling.
In
And
Albania,
boxing.
yeah, I trained only wrestling for 11 years almost. But I also combined a little bit with MMA training because I was like, during that time,
Yeah.
doing wrestling, on my mind, I was like, someday, somehow, I'm gonna start doing MMA because it was my second dream, you know.
Yeah.
Also, wrestling was my, is gonna be my passion, you know, passion. I had it since I started wrestling. For me, it's like in my blood, you know.
For sure.
Yeah, I wanted to be. I was so dedicated in the sport. I wanted to be in Olympic Games, but unfortunately, I couldn't achieve that because it was too hard in Albania at that time. We didn't have some support. We didn't have some people back to us to support and stay with us. You know, it was a hard time. So that makes me left the country. But now it's different. It's different. It changed a bit.
you
So,
come for the
but
sport?
now, yeah. But now I'm focused in MMA, so I don't want to lose time. Yeah, I'm gonna. My focus is on MMA right now.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Great.
Yeah.
So you have time.
Yeah.
You come
Time.
only for the sport to Austria.
Only for the sport, for nothing else.
Yeah.
No working for nothing.
This is a crazy
Yeah,
story.
this is my way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great way. Where my English is not so good, so please sorry.
Yeah, it's
Where is who is your lovely fighter
in UFC?
around the world? Maybe
My favorite fighter used
your
to be.
inspiration.
Yeah, of course. I used to saw Khabib so much as well. His fights, you know, and I was inspired by his discipline, you know, and his him as a person himself, you know. And I always, you know, I wanted to be in that circle, you know. This for me was very important, you know. The circle where you're surrounded by is very important in the
Yeah.
people, you know. And it kind of impressed me the way they were, you know. They were so much discipline, so much hard work. For them was nothing else and just work, and you know, for them was only sport, only one direction. Yeah, for me he inspired me as well. He inspired me as a fighter. In UFC are so many fighters as well, which are good, have a good game. Yeah, but I was more inspired by Khabib. So I want to be myself. I have my own way to inspire others as well.
Great, great.
Inshallah.
What is your goal?
My goal really is, of course, is to be in UFC, but it's not like just as other fighters you want to have it. For me, it's like I want to be in UFC not only as a fighter, but I want to be the first Albanian who is going to be the champion.
Yeah. The first Albanian
the
champion
first Albanian
in the
world
UFC.
champion. Inshallah.
Yeah, you're on the good way.
Yeah.
What did you think about Sparta?
Well, it's as long as I saw right now, the Sparta 2 and 3, you know, was extremely good. You know, Sparta 3 was way beyond as I imagined. You know,
Yeah.
for me it was like it's gonna be also the Sparta 3 was close to the UFC.
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
if it
for
if it
sure.
was like completely full, which I believe is gonna be soon. It's gonna be the next UFC.
Yeah.
Like
So the last Sparta was really great. I
it was
fought
really
also
great,
there.
you know.
You got the accident.
Yeah.
You have
Injury.
to fight there, but you can't.
Yeah,
Why?
I could.
What's happened?
You know, I took the fight 1 month from Sparta, and as always, I go to training camps to prepare to have a training camp before my fight. You know, and I went to Sweden, to All Stars Gym Sweden, because I have friends, I have good friends there. You know,
It's
which
the same gym from Gamstad Gemal.
yeah, it's the same gym.
All-Star
Yeah,
gym.
All Star Gym Sweden. Yeah, they welcomed me there. They invited me there for training. You know, and I was there. I was 3 days off. I went on Friday. The first training season starts at Monday, so I was 3 days off. You know, I had to train for I had to wait for the first training. Okay, was everything good? You know, when I went in the first training in the morning season. Okay, we were training. In the last was sparring. You know, we were sparring with the guys out there. You know, like was a normal sparring. Like and right there at the end, I got the injury on my rib. You know,
Why?
the first we were. It's like komisch. You know, like we were doing sparring. You know, also was a little bit stronger grip. You know, see he hold it a little bit strong. So for me, my mistake is that I breathe out. You know, when I breathe
And the
out
body
that
lock.
time, yeah, in the body lock, he pulled so fast. You know, that was the mistake.
Yeah.
But after that, I didn't stop. You know, I felt the rib that was injured, but I keep going. You know, I thought it's not something big. You know,
Yeah.
and the second round as well, I injured twice. You know, and that was the injury that cost me a lot of. That cost me this.
Better after the first injury,
I had
you
to.
have to stop.
I had to stop. Yeah, that was my mistake. You know, my head was like, I have nothing. I can go. You know, like
Yeah.
I can go. But that was my mistake. Yeah. So
This
so after that day, I came back to Vienna. You know, and I was waiting. I was doing some kind of recovery on my rib, and I was waiting. I was hoping as well, you know, so I can fight. I was hoping the first 2 weeks to recovered, but it doesn't went as I wanted, you know, and I had to pull out, you know. Yeah, this fight, interesting fight, you know. This guy weighted 120 kilograms, you know. For me,
120 kilograms.
20,
This guy.
20 around, yeah, 20.
2 meter.
Yeah, 2 meter guy, you know.
How big are you?
I am 1 meter 78.
Kilos?
I'm 72 kilograms,
Okay.
73, yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, much different.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I wasn't impressed about this fight, you know.
So
For me, it was like a normal fight.
you have a perfect condition, perfect technique.
Yeah.
Then you got the injury in Sweden and you can fight.
Yes, bro.
Absolutely.
That was
shit.
absolutely shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes me pull out. You know, I waited for this fight. You know, I was waiting. I was active. You know, in training every time, 2 times a day. Some day 3 times a day. You know, I was being focused. But yeah, happens. You know, maybe it was right not to fight this time.
Yeah, for sure. But this fight is great.
Yeah, it's a
Great to
fight.
watching.
Yeah. Everyone calls this fight David gegen Goliath.
David gegen Goliath.
Yeah. Everyone calls it that way. You know, before going in, I was watching to my coach out there, Jamal,
Yeah.
and I was, you know, we were laughing before going into the fight because I told him, look, this guy, and I told him something that I'm gonna win, and look how I'm gonna win. You know, like I'm gonna dominate, and he was laughing. You know, because he also knew that I'm gonna beat this guy.
But how it's possible to fight this guy? This is not your
No,
weight class.
but for me it was too easy, brother. In training back then in Albania, I used to train every time with the big guys, you know, so I can gain more power from them, you know. And so I did, you know, controlling every time, every second. And here comes the choke soon.
Nice. Finish.
Soon, yeah. Yeah, he's done now.
He don't give up, huh?
Yeah, he's done now. He tapped now. Yeah, he didn't want to tap, but he did. You know, his veins were blowing up. You know, at the head.
This is a great fight, David gegen Goliath. Nice.
But respect, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Eric. And the next time, I think we will see you again, maybe 2024 or before.
I'm gonna before.
Yeah.
Before this year is gonna end, I'm gonna fight soon. Yeah, I'm just waiting for some news.
Okay. So for the future, it's a private question from my side. So you're interested at this time only in MMA or also in boxing?
Only in MMA.
Only
brother.
MMA.
My goal is only in MMA right now.
Okay, so in the future we don't see you in a boxing fight.
In the future, how we say in the future, maybe maybe later.
Yeah.
Maybe later.
Yeah.
We see, but now for the moment, for the next 4 or 5 years, it's gonna be only MMA.
Okay.
So we don't know what happens later.
Okay, I think you have a great team, positive vibrations.
Yeah.
You're also a great man, very humble, positive, and I say thank you for the coming.
Thank you for having me, brother.
invite
It's
me.
a pleasure.
MashaAllah, my brother. Yeah, the best for you. Maybe you want to say anything for the peoples, for the crowd, for some trainers or sponsors.
Yeah, I wanna thank everyone who supports me, my family, you know, back there, my family, my cousins here, my friends, my coaches, everyone who was worried about me and my fights, you know, and everyone who supports me. Let's say like this. Yeah, and for the people out there, I want to say for the athletes, you know, it's always it's a way out there to become a champion, you know. So you need just to believe in yourself and to keep going, you know.
Keep going, yes.
Yeah, just to keep going.
Yes.
Self-believing and just train, you know.
Exactly.
Keep yourself out of comfort zone and just go train, and you're gonna see as well, you know.
Perfekt. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, my brother.
Meine lieben Freunde, das war's mit dem Ottcast mit dem Champion Erik. Ihr werdet bestimmt noch in Zukunft von ihm hören. Wir werden ihn natürlich in der Beschreibung verlinken. Ihr könnt ihm folgen. Bleibt stabil, passt auf euch auf und alles Gute. Assalamu alaikum und tschüssi und Baba, euer Khalid, sportlicher Glatzkopf ohne Seitenscheitel. Aus. MashaAllah. Thank you, my bro.
Thank you. Danke, my brother.
Thank you.
Danke, my brother.
Alhamdulillah.